So we had done A'udhu Billahi Minash Shaitanir Rajeem, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Quick recap. سبحان الذي أسرى بعبده ليلا من المسجد الحرام إلى المسجد الأقصى الذي باركنا حوله لنريه من آياتنا إنه هو السميع البصير. We talked about this part of the ayah. So glory be to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala who has taken his slave at night من المسجد الحرام, from the Masjid al Haram إلى المسجد الأقصى, to the Masjid al Aqṣā. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala describes a part of it, الذي باركنا حوله, which he has blessed the area around it. And what the scholars understood by the area around it is the Levant, and the Levant is Palestine, Lebanon, Syria, and West Jordan put together. It has many religious blessings, and we talked about the worldly blessings last time. We talked about the total amount of water actually flowing in the Sham, and the total amount of water we said was about 9 billion cubic meters per year. Whereas in England, if we compare that to England and other islands, its rain just in England, excluding Wales and Scotland, is 20 billion cubic meters. Yet, the number of types of plants in Syria was 7 up to 100 types in the Sham, in the area, whereas in England it's only 60. And we talked about the type of the yield per area, and we said that in the Sham you get 27 tons per square kilometer, whereas in England you only get 10 tons. So the barakah is visible also in the worldly barakah, let alone the presence of so many prophets and the Isra and Miraj happening. We talked about these different types of plants that are uniquely present there. Right. So question today, I just want to deal with number 18. Just conscious of time. What is special about Masjid al Aqṣā? So the scholars point out the number one, the previous prophets also worshipped there. Number two, of course, is the destination of the night journey, which we remember we talked about, al-Isrā, right? And it's the place from which there was a launch of the al-Mi'raj. So for a particular reason, of course, if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wanted, he could have taken the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam from Mecca, but he went to al-Mi'raj and the al-Quds, and that's a particular point that he had to be. It was also the first of the two qiblas, because the Muslims used to pray towards Masjid al Aqṣā up to about the 2nd or 3rd Hijri, and then it was turned around to Mecca. And it is one of the 3 masajid to be journeyed to for reward. So that's why this hadith, again, is in the Sahih Muslim, that we all know, but I'll just recap it. La tushaddu al-rihalu. Al-rihal is literally the beast of burden and the saddling you need. So you don't get your animal ready illa thalathati masajid, for 3 masajid. What is the masajid? Masjidi hadha. So the process of sitting in Masjid al Haram. So that's why, in Masjid al Nabawi, and he's saying my masjid, this one. Wa Masjid al Haram, the masjid around the Kaaba. Wa Masjid al Aqṣā, and Masjid al Aqṣā. Right. Some of the scholars, some people call Masjid al Aqṣā Thalith al Haram. Okay, they call it al Haram. They call it Haram al Masjid al Aqṣā. But Ibn Taymiyyah points out that there's no actual evidence that in the Quran and Sunnah to call it al-Haram. It's obviously very respected, as we've seen in the Quranic ayah itself, but that is his clarity. He says there's no such thing inside the Quran and Sunnah. Now, I just came across, while I was reading, I came across an interesting historical note that just shows the importance of Masjid al-Aqṣā. And it's something that's worth learning from. So this is an incident that happens in 1955, and the king of Saudi Arabia, at that time, King Saud, he is brought together by somebody called Malik Ghulam Muhammad, and he is the GG. And the GG stands for, he is the Governor General of Pakistan. So it's interesting to know that Pakistan was actually, when it was founded, when it split off from India, was still governed. It was a monarchy. In other words, the Queen of England was still technically the ruler of Pakistan, and therefore the person who was governing in her place was called the Governor General. So some point of history that people don't realize, it was only later that Pakistan became a republic. So they jettisoned the king. But anyway, so this Governor General, so he's effectively the leader of Pakistan, organizes a conference in Karachi, okay, This is happening in 1955, and it just shows about what was happening in Masjid al Aqṣā and Jerusalem. Okay, so the Muslim rulers at that time, they were doing this. And at that meeting, there was a poet, and he pens this line of poetry, which is quoted in one of the books. And I found it, and I thought, oh, very nice poetry. It's worthwhile reading. So he's addressing King Saud. Okay, the poet is addressing King Saud, and he says, "Ajalalat al-Malik al-Azim al-Saudi, O great, wonderful King of Saud. صقر الجزيرة وابن خير جدودي." So he says, you are like the eagle of the Jazeera, the peninsula, and you are the son of the best of Judud, grandparents, i.e. generations in the past. So he's now addressed him. So he says, Ya khadim al-haramain, O servant of the two harams, Mecca and Medina. تترك ثالث الحرمين, have you left the third haram, i.e. Masjid al Aqṣā, يعدو فيه كلب يهودي, and the dogs of the Jews are attacking it? So he's addressing the king like this. And then he reminds the king about what is this place? What is this Masjid al Aqṣā? هو حصن حق, it is a fort, right? Hisn, which is true. غاب عنه حماته, but its humat, its defenders have disappeared, have left it. هو قلعة, it is a great castle or a fort. لكن بغير جنودي, but it's missing its army. Okay. Then he concludes by saying, للعطر والند المصفى طيبه. It's a very, he says there is no perfume. والند, and nad is aloe wood. Okay, so in Urdu what they call agarbati, this aloe wood, the wood that you burn and then it gives a really nice perfume smell. Al-musaffa, pure. طيبه. So he says that perfume or aloe wood is not the scent that is put in this place. So what is the scent of Masjid al Aqṣā? He says, لكن الرياح شذا البارودي. He says the smells of this place are the shada, the scents of gunpowder. Okay, so he's reminding that this place is unique because this is what you need to do in order to bring it back into history. So it's just interesting. I saw this. This is the founder of Pakistan, Muhammad Ali Jinnah, Khawaja Nazimuddin, and then comes Liaqat Ali Khan. This is number 3, right? 1, 2, 3. He gets assassinated, Liaqat Ali Khan, and one of the reasons he's assassinated, he asked the US to remove all their air forces from Pakistan, right? And then the person who has held this this conference is this Malik Ghulam Muhammad, and he eventually resigns due to health issues. And then obviously we have the rest of the history there. But it's very interesting how I just wanted to concentrate that this whole place is connected to the Muslim Ummah politically. It's connected to the leadership, and it's something we can't escape from. And there's an interesting connection between Ghulam Muhammad, this fourth Gigi, and the Nizam of Hyderabad. And it just shows the importance of money and countries and the importance of understanding how financial flows are very important for the Muslim Ummah. So in 1947, Ghulam Muhammad, right, is the finance minister of Pakistan. And he knows the Nizam of Hyderabad, who is the world's richest man at the time. Okay. And so what does he do? Because when Pakistan was founded, it was, of course, bankrupt, basically. He persuades the Nizam to give financial assistance to Pakistan. And they organize a conference in Karachi. So it's very important today. We have countries which are rich and countries which have lots of Muslim people. And you need to combine wealth, you need to combine all the dollars and all the people, right, together in order to get an actual result. People on their own without the money usually can't do much. And the money on its own without the people can't do much. So it's just an interesting historical lesson. Just one last thing that I came across here. So here's Liaqat Ali Khan. he was negotiating, and unfortunately, or this is the qadr of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the Indians at that time, they said, give up Hyderabad. So Hyderabad, something people don't realize, was an independent state in India. Okay, it was an independent Muslim state, like Kashmir, and the Kashmir was closer up here to Pakistan, and the Indians said, give up Hyderabad, we make it part of India, and we'll give you Kashmir. And Liaqat Ali Khan, he said, no, I'm not going to give up the jewel of the crown for some rocks in Kashmir. Okay. But sometimes, it's very difficult for him to have seen into the future what was going to happen. But that's what happened. So I just wanted to, we talked about Masjid al Aqṣā. I just wanted to do just one point today about its connection. Islam is deeply connected, and what our leadership do, and the role of Masjid al Aqṣā, and how different leaders and different, almost like different centuries now. This is almost 100 years ago. It's about 75 years ago. And this problem has been there. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala let our leadership lead us in a positive direction and remind us about the importance of Masjid al Aqṣā. So I'll just end there today. I just did one point, sorry. But inshallah, we'll carry on back to sort of standard tafsir next time.